Very busy start to our morning locally in Hampton Roads. This is really moving quickly here as we've just had a press conference start live in Bertie County. All we really know is that it's regarding a series of 3 homicide cases that have happened recently. This is the sheriff in Bertie County, Tyrone Ruffin, speaking now. Let's listen in live in Bertie.
The District Attorney Office, Sharon Lee Majette, 27, of Kelford, North Carolina, was developed as one of the suspects involved in this tragic homicide of Talik Deloach. Now that suspect, spelling of his name, Sharon Lee Majette, first name is S-H-A-W-R-U-N, middle name Lee, L-E-E, with the last name Majette, M-A-G-G-E-T-T-E. Sharon Majette of Kelford, North Carolina, was developed as one of the suspects involved in this tragic homicide of Talik Deloach. Majette was already in custody on unrelated gun charges, and this morning Majette was served with the charges of murder of Talik Deloach and discharge a firearm into an occupied vehicle. This is an ongoing case, and there are more arrests that's expected to be made in this case. Again, we appreciate the assistance of all agencies who assisted: the FBI, North Carolina SBI, District Attorney Kim Scott and her staff at the District Attorney Office, the North Carolina State Highway Patrol, Martin County Sheriff's Office, Kelford Fire Department, Bertie County EMS, Bertie County Communications Dispatchers. And again, this case is still under investigation and more arrests are expected to be made. Okay, the second homicide that we will talk about was the homicide of Paul Dudley. The second homicide case occurred on March the 1st, 2026 at 12:43 a.m. in Orlando. In this case, deputies were dispatched to 101 Commerce Street in Orlando in reference to an unresponsive male lying on the ground at an ATM machine. When first responders arrived, they located Paul Markel Dudley, who was 29 at the time of his death, of Orlando, deceased of multiple gunshot wounds. Okay, that victim name spelling is going to be Paul Markel Dudley, and that spelling is going to be P-A-U-L, middle name Markel, M-A-R-K-E-L, and last name Dudley, D-U-D-L-E-Y. And once the first responders arrived, that's where the investigation had begun. Through modern day technologies, video surveillance, interviews conducted, investigators with the Bertie County Sheriff's Office, with the assistance of the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations, developed Darquelle Wilkins, 28, of Orlando, as a person of interest who took part in this tragic and violent homicide of Paul Markel Dudley. And the person of interest name spelling Darquelle Wilkins, that first name is going to be spelled D-A-R-Q-U-A-I-L. Last name Wilkins, W-I-L-K-I-N-S. Darquelle Wilkins, 28, of Orlando, is the person of interest. After developing Wilkins as a person of interest, a broadcast was put out attempting to locate Wilkins for questioning. Wilkins did not come in for questioning. He did not come in for questioning, which was his right to do so. But through further investigations and partnerships with the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations. More evidence was developed to link Wilkins to the crime. On last Friday, May 29th, 2026, my investigators obtained warrants for the arrest of Darquelle Wilkins for accessory after the fact of murder of Paul Dudley. Wilkins has not been taken into custody at this time, but this update today for this case is a notification for Mr. Wilkins to surrender. This is an ongoing investigation. There are more parties that are involved in this. It is an ongoing investigation, and more arrests are expected to happen in this case. Third homicide case that we will talk about was this past weekend. That tragedy has hit our community again. And on Saturday night, May the 30th, 2026, deputies with the Bertie County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to an address in the 100 block of Thompson Drive in Lewiston, reporting that 2 people had been shot. Upon the deputies' arrival, they found a 16-year-old Anthony Parker of Lewiston deceased from a gunshot wound. That victim name spelling is going to be Anthony, first name A-N-T-H-O-N-Y, the last name Parker, P-A-R-K-E-R. Anthony Parker, 16 years old, of Lewiston, was found deceased from a gunshot wound. Deputies also found his mother, Tiffany Parker, 38 years old, of Lewiston, unresponsive and suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Okay, and the victim, the second victim, which was Anthony Parker's mother, her name is Tiffany Parker, and her spelling name is going to be T-I-F-F-A-N-Y, with the last name Parker, P-A-R-K-E-R. Ms. Parker was found unresponsive and suffering from gunshot wounds. EMS personnel arrived, and the victim, Tiffany Parker, was transported to a local hospital. Okay, at this time, a 15-year-old juvenile from Kelford, North Carolina, has been charged and arrested with 1 count of murder and 1 count of assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill, inflicting serious bodily injury. His name will not be released due to his age. Okay? My investigators also charged Joe Grant Clark Jr., 38, of Lewiston, Woodville, with accessory after the fact of murder of 16-year-old Anthony Parker and Ms. Tiffany Parker. So Joe Grant Clark Jr., his spelling, his name is going to be J-O-E, with the middle name Grant, G-R-A-N-T, with the last name Clark, C-L-A-R-K Jr. And he has been charged with accessory after the fact of murder for Tiffany Parker. And due to this tragic incident just occurring this past weekend, we are in the early stages of that investigation. We will not release any further information about that incident at this time as we continue to conduct interviews and unfold the timeline of events that occurred on that night. The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations is assisting in this case, and this is an ongoing case. As the county sheriff, I want to speak again directly to the citizens of Bertie County, just to reassure the citizens and the community my commitment and my staff's commitment to the county of Bertie. Our top priority is public safety, and I want you and your family to feel safe in your home, and I want you to feel safe in your community. I want you to know that every day that my staff and I spend numerous hours that the public don't see working on cases to seek justice for family, for friends, and the community that have been victims of violent crimes. My staff is constantly working behind the scenes. Even if it don't look like it, my staff is working behind the scenes. And what I find to be very heartbreaking in this day and time is that over the past 3 weeks, my staff has arrested 4 teenagers for violent crimes, shooting into residences and shooting other people, and even murder. That's heartbreaking. And there's got to be a solution to this problem. This is not just a Bertie County issue that I am seeing the trend of teenage violence throughout our state, but we're also seeing the trend of teenage violence throughout the nation. And oftentimes we kind of hear the quote that it all starts at home. But from what I am seeing is that a lot of teenagers have been raised in a suitable household. But in some of these rural areas like Bertie County, we don't have the resources and we don't have the funding that some other areas have, which may lead our youth to find interest in doing things that does not represent them in the way that they were raised. But as the county sheriff of Bertie, I will continue to seek for the solutions to reduce violent crime in our community. And I will do so through our continued partnerships with our local, state, and our federal agencies, through education, and continuing to build strong relationships between the community and law enforcement. And at this time, I will have the North Carolina Department of Public Safety Representative, Ms. Sherry Hunter, to come and to have words at this time.
Thank you, Sheriff. Good morning. The North Carolina Department of Public Safety, under the leadership of Secretary Jeff Smythe, affirms our full support for the law enforcement efforts of Sheriff Ruffin and the Bertie County Sheriff's Office that resulted in the charges and arrests of individuals implicated in these cases. These outcomes reflect our shared commitment to ensuring accountability, upholding justice, and protecting the residents of North Carolina. Our agencies remain aligned in the pursuit of truth, and we stand ready to assist in every capacity as continued efforts to bring resolution and closure to the community and to the families of the victims. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Secretary Hunter. And at this time, we will have North Carolina State Bureau of Investigations, Mr. Ernest Derrick, Agent Ernest Derrick, to come at this time to have words.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, thank you for this opportunity to come and make remarks. I just want to say in a rural area like Bertie County, it's a group effort. It's a group effort of local, state, and federal law enforcement working together to resolve crime. We share resources, we share information, and we all work to a common goal of deterring crime, resolving crime, and working with whatever the sheriff or the chief's needs are in their particular area. I can assure you that Sheriff Ruffin is committed to the citizens of Bertie County, and we're certainly committed to Sheriff Ruffin. For every resource that we have is certainly available to him at any time that he needs it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Agent Derek. At this time, this will complete our live press conference for the homicide updates, and we will be able to speak immediately after if you would like to personally talk with us on camera. Thank you very much.
Are we able to do questions now?
After, once we finish. Thank you.
What might be easier for everyone is if you just stand right here. Right here. Is there, Sheriff, is there anyone else that you'd like to have talk?
Sure, I mean, all of them can be here.
If they want.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, we believe there's going to be a Q&A here, but we are kind of waiting as everybody resets as far as we can tell. It's possible that there won't be a traditional Q&A, that maybe this will be more of an individual opportunity for reporters to gather with the sheriff and ask questions, but we're going to wait and see here. We're not going to go anywhere as we get those updates from a lot of information there from the sheriff, and of course just looking forward as a community in Bertie County. Hard to say exactly what's happening right now, but we're just going to kind of wait it out here together on air and see if we do have an opportunity to hear a Q&A. We actually have an interview coming up at 10:30, so we won't go past 10:30. And it does look as though it's going to be more of an individual reporters now can go and speak with the sheriff. But we are still waiting and seeing, and quite a sort of busy start to our week here, right? We were live out in Hampton with Jeremiah Beatty. Now we're live in Bertie County, North Carolina. It's rare that we have back-to-back live local events like this here on Impact News. Usually it's a much more casual mix of national, international, and local, especially starting off our week this way. But coming out of the weekend, major stories to cover in Bertie County, and then of course that Hampton house fire this morning. So we are a unique start to our week here on Live Impact News, but the good thing about this platform is we can kind of roll with whatever we need to roll with, and for now we continue to wait and see. The sheriff remains at the podium. Again, this is Sheriff Tyrone Ruffin out of Bertie County. He is still at the podium, so there's a chance that we'll get a Q&A here coming up. It appears as though questions are being asked now, Samantha, from what I can kind of vaguely hear. Okay, let's listen in once again.
Talik Deloach, it was reported as a vehicle accident, and the local fire department in that district, Kelford Fire Department, had responded, and once they got to the scene, they had located the vehicle and Mr. Deloach inside the vehicle. Any other facts leading up to that, we're not sure any relations between the defendant and Mr. Deloach.
And then you, investigation led to
Sharon Majette.
Sharon Lee Majette?
Majette.
Majette, Maggette.
That's correct.
What can you tell us about the relationship between the two of them?
So right now, the arrest has just been made. As of this, point, we do not have a motive of the reasoning behind, and we do not know the relations between Mr. Majette and Mr. Deloach, other than that they live in the same community.
The feeling that they knew each other?
Possibly.
Any bad blood that you've been able to determine?
No, I don't.
Anything that would have led to this?
No.
How old is the defendant?
The defendant, Sharon Lee Majette.
27?
No. 1 second, got my notes a little backwards here. Okay, Sharon Lee Majette. Okay, he's not 27. Sharon Lee Majette, I believe is 19 years old.
And was he the one that walked out this morning?
Yes.
Okay, any other questions about that one?
1 second, let me get that correct age for Sharon Majette.
Talik was 27, right?
Talik was 27. Sharon Majette was 18, and I believe that he celebrated, he had a birthday on yesterday, May the 31st. So I believe he should have turned 19 effective yesterday.
And this crime occurred on what day?
This was January the 3rd, 2026 in Kelford, North Carolina.
2026 in Kelford. Kelford.
Yes.
So there was, first, I've got to skip to the third one, but there's two defendants related to Calvert. Are there any chance that they could be a part of the same community?
We're not having any signs to show us that they are connected or anything. There's nothing leading us to show that either one of these homicides are connected.
All three completely